Holy cow. Well, it was nice while it lasted, but it looks like it's over for me and many other YouTube channels out there who mainly focus on political commentary and are not a part of the establishment that they're trying to promote. As of course, right now we are seeing massive YouTube demonetizations of major political commentary channels, including the likes of Steven Crowder, Ford Fisher of News to Share, and of course Dan Dix of Press for Truth, which of course could be directly correlated with the vicious smears and lies of Carlos Maza and Vox Media, which of course is owned by Comcast and NBC Universal, that invested $200 million on the admitted biased far left organization. That of course is more of an activist organization than a journalistic one. But still, that doesn't matter, nor do any of the facts, as we're going to be covering a lot of the mainstream media articles around this that of course are filled with just absolute lies and propaganda about what's happening now, and of course how this will only get worse from now. You're going to see that plus a lot more in this video, but before we start, I sincerely want to thank all the amazing individuals who at least donate $5 a month, just $5 a month, to this independent media organization that has been under direct attack for years and has been warning about this ever since 2008. And even though there are direct attacks on this YouTube channel, on this independent media organization, we promise to still survive and continue our work, mainly because of your donations, contributions, either through PayPal, our subscription service, Change Media Universities, cryptocurrencies, or physical mail. Your support is critical at this moment and time, and we appreciate it sincerely. Now, what just happened moments ago is an absolute tragedy. Many people who have dedicated their lives to reporting on the ground, risking their lives to tell you the truth, to be able to open you up to different ideas, to different realities, to counter important narratives in the world, have lost their ability to survive on this platform, with many others still currently under investigation, waiting, of course, to be hit and punished, all from what people are correlating to the scandal caused by Carlos Maza of Vox, who went on a 4-day tweet storm because his feelings were hurt by another YouTuber who was critical of his political ideas, and now therefore independent journalists like Dan Dix of Press for Truth and Ford Fisher and many others have lost their ability to make an honest living, and their channels have been completely demonetized. I just got this message from Dan Dix. He just sent me the screenshot of the email that he received. You could see me here even asking him on Facebook Messenger, did you have any strikes on your channel? And guess what? Dan Dix had no strikes on this channel, contrary to that. And this is why people like Count Dankula right now are saying, quote, Carlos Maza just effed over an entire genre of YouTube because one man said something mean to him. And honestly, that looks like the very likely scenario here that just unfolded, because YouTube's official justification for the latest actions are absolutely untrue and filled with many lies, especially the ones perpetrated by the mainstream media, like The Independent, who is talking about banning supremacist conspiracy theory and, quote, other harmful users that promote ideas such as flat earth and fake cures for illnesses will be hidden, while YouTube says, quote, advocate I can't even say this word or YouTube will hit me, Germany World War II ideology, white supremacy, and other bigoted ideas. And if you look at the individuals, specifically Ford Fisher and Dan Dix, two major pioneers of independent media, they do not fit any of those descriptions at all. Now, of course, Vice is celebrating this by saying, quote, YouTube is finally banning, I can't say this word, and I can't say this word either, World War II German ideology and the bad thing Germans did. I can't even say these words. That's how the YouTube algorithm works, by the way. But YouTube is celebrating this as, of course, something that is justified. They are trying to sell it to the general public when, of course, it is filled with lies. Ford Fisher, Dan Dix have done none of those things, and yet they're lumped in, defamed, and attacked right now, with more likely more attacks happening. More likely, we're going to be taken out soon. That's what everyone says to me right now. That's what Tim Pool's telling me right now. He's like, you are next. And of course, I am backing up my channel immediately right now, every single video, since of course, during this Vox apocalypse that is happening right now, many people are just having their videos completely deleted, and in the most stupidest, asinine way. Specifically, as an example here with Ford Fisher, where he was actually documenting videos of people countering hate speech. And then a video like that is completely deleted when, of course, the context of it is the complete opposite of what you are using to justify the ban for. And deletion of this video of the reality that we all live in. And if they are lying about that, what else are they lying about when they're trying to lump in, quote, extremist views with independent media? There's no controversial viewpoints here. There's viewpoints that contradict lying narratives pushed on by special interest and the mainstream media. This is exactly what it is. They are banning, shutting down actual journalism for sharing the truth, demonetizing channels, deleting YouTube videos, and again, ratcheting up their algorithm, which is responsible for, by the way, 70% of overall time spent on YouTube, to make sure that, quote, authoritative voices like NBC Universal, owned by Comcast, invested in Vox Media, which is officially partnered with YouTube, Vox Media, over, of course, small independent media that does not work for a special interest and can't be bought and sold, because they survive because of you and your support, your viewership, your donations, and your shares. We have grown organically throughout the years, but recently, myself, many other channels have been hit dramatically. As this video here by Computing Forever points out, there has been a massive change in the YouTube algorithm that has affected independent creators from all walks of life, while, of course, shoving down Anderson Cooper, CNN, talking about a freaking black hole. By the way, I said fricking, swallowing up an airplane, eating human brains on television. Meanwhile, independent creators are bleeding subs, bleeding views, being demonetized left and right, being de-incentivized, demoralized, and destroying the expression of free thought and ideas out there to the world. Meanwhile, we, as independent creators, have documented, specifically us here at WeAreChange, we have been growing on every other platform. Everywhere else, we're seeing engagement up, likes to dislike ratios up. We're seeing us, again, working harder than ever. Instead of doing one video, I did 4 videos a day. I haven't taken a day off, and I don't even know how long. I've been working my butt off to counter the negative consequences and actions against us, and still losing subs for some reason. And it's not just me. It's a ton of other independent creators that dare question the official narratives, and they're not authoritative corporate voices that are, of course, supported, propped up by governments, special interest, big money, big monopolies that, of course, they acquiesce, bend over to, and suck the teeth of. And again, this is all over activist who's pretending to be a journalist on Vox that is backed by NBC and advocates for the physical assault and battery of individuals who he disagrees with politically. This was all started by this one individual, according to many people, all because he was politically challenged on many of his ideas, which were based off lies and were promoting special interest narratives. And of course, he got his feelings hurt, which of course he went on a Twitter rampage about, demanding YouTube do something about this. And of course, YouTube responded by saying, hey, you got your feelings hurt, but this Crowder guy never did anything wrong. But then, duplicitously and very hypocritically, for some reason, after saying that Crowder did nothing wrong and that Carlos just got his feelings hurt, they decided to demonetize Crowder. YouTube, you need to have more of a concise message here, because you directly just contradicted yourself to the world stage, showing you and showing everyone else here that this is not a principled stance and move that is clear here. But this is an opaque one, sowing, of course, more confusion and fear in the community of people who are losing their livelihoods because of this. And of course, who stands to gain from all of this? Well, of course, we've seen Carlos Maza's numbers and ratings and followers go up because of this manufactured outcry that he had. Now the mainstream, quote, authoritative voices that push wars, banker bailouts, lie to you about so many things for special interests. Now they're going to be supported, promoted, put up in the algorithm even more. And all of this has been based on entire lies. And this person still isn't happy. And he's never going to be happy unless everyone, every last bit of competition, every little bit of free-thinking individuals who counter the establishment narrative, who counter and question what we're being sold to, is ultimately eviscerated, deleted, and taken out. You dare question the narrative, you are gone, you are deleted, you are destroyed, you do not deserve a voice because you dared to speak out against the establishment talking points and the lies that they are trying to sell you. That's ultimately what is happening here, and that is my opinion. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section below. Of course, Dan Dix and Fort Fisher, they're telling people to donate right now so they could actually somehow survive and still be able to keep up their independent media operations. But without YouTube monetization, it's going to be extremely difficult for anyone to survive in this media landscape. And that's why, again, your donations here on this independent media broadcast are very important. I'm working on a second page, by the way, where people could actually support independent media without even having to give some of your money, with platforms like DLive, Steemit, Brave, Presearch. That's the one I'm setting up right now as well. And I will have a web page ready very soon, relatively soon. I'm going to work on this right after this video, where people could actually support us without even having to invest anything, but just using certain applications and resources where they are rewarded, and therefore also rewards are given to independent media creators, because I don't see any other possible way that there could be a future for independent media, for any critical thinking, for anything that counters the narrative on YouTube anymore, since they have so egregiously and aggressively gone after people who are completely innocent of all the charges being accused of them, which, by the way, Vice and other mainstream media outlets are celebrating this act on behest of, which again are filled with absolute lies. Guys, not only share this video, but be aware. Look, we have a lot of alternatives in the description. Check some of those out. I'm going to work on this webpage right now to support independent creators, where I've been having to spend a dime, and that's really what the future will have to be. The future is a very uncertain one. There's still investigations ongoing. There's still many channels that are going to be hit. I'm talking to many people who are saying your channel's next, your channel's next, they're coming for you next, and it's hard not to believe that, especially with all the egregious actions that we faced previously before on this platform. And it's only a matter of time. Nothing is permanent. And no matter what happens, this is still something that I dedicated my life to, and don't see stepping away with or without YouTube. So definitely don't forget to also, most importantly, connected on our email list. Again, free email list here on WeAreChange.org. You go on there, top right-hand corner. It's the only sure way to make sure that our voices don't get completely censored. And again, today is a very dark day when it comes to free press, free speech, and the free internet. And sadly, it's only going to get worse from here. This is an ultimate fight for freedom. The freedom to think, the freedom to be able to hear countering narratives, opinions, voices that powerful people try to shut down and make shut up because it hurts their bottom line, because it hurts their ultimate goal of having power over you. And that's essentially what they're trying to do here. They're trying to set a chilling effect. They're trying, of course, to fearmonger. They're trying to, of course, set a dangerous precedent where now creators are going to be afraid to talk about certain topics or document certain events with fears that they're going to lose their livelihood. And I just wanted to remind you guys, that's not going to happen with me. That's not going to happen with WeAreChange. This is only the beginning. We're not going away with this channel or without this channel. Stay tuned for more here on WeAreChange.org.